Discovery, roger. Go for deploy.
2, 1,
0.
and liftoff. Liftoff. Americans return to space as Discovery clears the tower.
Like in the kind of 90s show, it's gonna be fun.
Like 90s movie trailer, right?
Yeah, like it was a time when people was waiting. Yeah, but now,
But now, she's back, and she's a model citizen.
we didn't thought about that name. Model Citizen will be awesome.
Fuck. Anyway, welcome to Toon Talk 2.0. You just got a little behind the scenes sneak peek. This podcast tonight is brought to you by our friends at TrophySmack.com and Casa de la Zissa. I mixed those up in the order, but fuck it, Reed. It's down there, you lazy bastard. Anyway,
It's on there, you lazy bastards. Thank you for SmackDown and thank you for Casa La Sisa. And this we have another couple of sponsors that without them this wouldn't be possible. That's Jake mom and my mom. Sorry.
wouldn't technically the sperm be the sponsors?
Gonna ruin my joke. Go make your own fucking jokes. Have your own podcast.
I did, but I didn't start the stream before, so they didn't hear it. They'll never know. They'll never know the funny joke. Anyway, tonight we're discussing the declassification of. Now, okay.
Like this.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah. Because this is really important. Remember the close up to the camera.
Yeah.
Ready?
Tonight, we're discussing the declassification of... I don't know. Wow, I lapsed into Macho Man there for a second. Fuck it, I'm just going to do it Macho Man. Tonight, we're discussing the declassification, of JFK, RFK, MLK. And Emilia Perez is a thing in the news for some reason.
Yeah, man. I think it's been, 6 days since Donald Trump took office?
6 days, yep.
A lot of noise, a lot of things going on. I'm really happy that he visited North Carolina. He's helping the people, and then he went to California, and I don't know you people were able to watch the press conference.
I saw some of it.
The mayor of LA didn't realize that she got the president in front of her, man. Doesn't matter if you like her or not. He's the president. You need to honor the position. And she's interrupting him. Yeah, it's called code of decency. You didn't. Seriously.
Well, okay. I'm not.
It wasn't a debate.
Hang on. I'm not disagreeing with you. Hang on.
You see, you're doing the same.
Hang on. Let me explain.
Sorry, people.
I'm not saying that she should have disrespected Donald Trump in that moment. However, what I'm saying is I disagree with the blanket statement of you should respect the president, because regardless of who it is and what party, if the president does something fucking stupid, then you should absolutely call them out for it.
Yeah, no, but not in front of the people in a public audience, man.
I disagree. I think that's quintessentially American.
That's so fucking American. I deserve to do everything. You vote for the president. No. Okay, like, how do you feel if somebody in a meeting of already media, you're already doing the best that you can. You're doing a stupid effort, more than you always do, because you do a lot. And then somebody that hasn't done shit, hasn't delivered their podcast. He's been failing for months. He burned the whole studio and didn't do anything about it.
Uh-huh.
And you're telling them, okay, I'm put all the fires, right? The only thing I'm asking is that you go and try to save the last headphones. And you're like, no, I put the fire. They're like, no, dude, the fire's still on. You destroy our studio. No. We're going to be able, in a couple of weeks. And the people are yelling. Let me go back exactly what happened. He say, the only thing I need, Mayor, is that people can go. My friends, friends, can go and pick up whatever is left. Everything is into action.
See, that's what I'm saying. I'm not disagreeing with you of this particular moment.
Let me finish, motherfucker.
But I don't disagree with you.
Now. I'm going to go to Indiana right now. I'm going to fly over there with a superpower that I don't have. I'm gonna fly with her, smack
if
and
only.
get down over here. Anyway, if I only, right?
If
Oh
only,
no, I
yeah.
cannot do this because now if I do this, I'm Nazi. Oh, anyway, this sort of Superman thing. Anyway, I'm talking about a lot of things.
Somehow I don't think they'll let you into the club.
You know what? Fucking racist.
Not me. The Nazis are the racists.
You know what? I can't do this today, people. It's tough Tuesdays. It's been a long day. It's been too much. I I I got a lot of non-disclosure agreements, so I'm just gonna go back to our show. So I cannot tell you guys what I'm going through. But so the mayor of LA, Donald Trump is saying the only thing I'm asking you is that you let the people go and pick up the rest of their places. Everything is in ashes. And she
Hmm.
said, what we got, our biggest concern is their safety.
Right.
In a
I
few
heard that
weeks, it's
part.
like I don't want a week. Everything is ashes, and the people are yelling. We
Hmm.
just want to get in, and you're telling us that it's going to take us 8 weeks to get a permit.
Well,
You
that's
got to be
okay. Yeah.
reasonable.
Virus coming in
And he
hot.
said, "Hi, Justin." Uh, so he's coming and telling. The only thing I want is that, and she keeps interrupting him, that defending herself. Regardless, there's something that is called the optics of the emblem of the president, regardless if you're in his party or not. That's what a Senate is for. To Yeah, that's what the Senate is for, where people talk and it's available to talk and have a discussion, but not in front of the camera. Say no, yes, like a 15-year-old kid that the teacher is telling him, "You didn't do your homework." No, I didn't. No, that you didn't. You need to. I mean, if we
Well,
were kids, Donald Trump's supposed to say, "You know what? You in the corner, go to your room. Just stop interrupting me." Anyway, somebody, and tell me if I'm wrong, when a
C-SPAN.
person went there and took the microphone away from her because she was making a fool of herself and a
She
fool
was.
of
She was. Yeah.
everyone in front of the whole world that
But
is looking the press conference about the biggest fires in the fucking history of the country. Well, not the country, but the California.
but
Dude, no optics.
I know here's my problem though with both of them.
You-
More
First of all,
so
go
in
to
this
your
case with the
VR
mayor.
right now. I'm gonna kick your ass in the VR.
Mostly with the mayor at this particular time because I'm in a very with my political stances, I'm in a very interesting situation at the moment. Justin feels my pain. We discussed this off camera one night.
Justin
Um,
is Canadian. He
no,
can.
it's relative. But see, we're both political moderates, and both sides are pissing me off so bad right now because one side is really taking it way too far in many aspects, but the other side is just, I mean, in some cases they're just making shit up. It's just
Oh, yeah.
not true. Like, and
And just for the audience,
here's the thing
just
about
for the audience,
California.
this is not a political podcast, but it's affecting every one of us.
Yeah, but
Go ahead.
here's my point about California. So technically they're both right and they're both wrong. 8 weeks is ridiculous. It's
Yes, it
absolutely
is.
ridiculous. However, as mayor, if someone does go back to their house and they get injured going through the debris or something or a fire, the city may be liable for that. I don't know what the law says in California, but you would. So
You
what
know
is
that will solve. No, no, no. You will solve in the barricade before you let anyone pass. You grab a piece of paper that release liability from the city. They sign it and then go in. They already lose their houses, man. We're not talking about they lose a puppy, and the president said again, everything is in ashes, mayor. Just let them go and pick up the pieces. And
yeah.
then he says, and they need to start rebuilding. And she goes and says, "Well, we're analyzing that. We're analyzing that, really?" And he said, "So what? Then in a year, you're going to put a lag constructor that is not going to be able to deliver? Let
Yeah.
everyone do their same. This is specific area. That specific area is people with money. They
Hmm.
just need to go and do it."
Yeah.
Right? Anyway, jumping out of that, kind of, because going to go back to Uncle Donald. For all the people today, what day is today? Tuesday?
Today's
What day?
Tuesday, the 28th.
28th of January, 2025. for God's sake, do not let yourself follow the path of entertainers or people posting misinformation. As a Latino person, you are not in danger unless you're a criminal that crossed the border hiding a crime over there and you became a criminal in the United States. If you pay your taxes, you have no license, if you're a hardworking person and you are undocumented, right? They're not gonna grab you by there and kick you out today.
Well,
January 28th. I know that the correspondent of the White House said today. Go ahead.
well, I was just gonna, and here's the thing: I haven't verified it because I'll share this story real quick because we're gonna talk about something else. But like, this is the frustrating part because you can't help but see all these videos, and there's people saying things are happening, and then like my favorite example, well, I shouldn't say my favorite. A recent example is a couple days ago. There was a report of ICE showing up at an elementary school in Chicago, and it was reported that it was ICE, and then it turns out it was actually Secret Service because Secret Service made a statement. They're like, no, 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 we were investigating a they didn't go into specifics, obviously, but there was a threat assessed to one of their protectees, which now they believe it was a threat against Donald Trump, and it had something to do with TikTok um, by a student there. Now, the fact that the Secret Service would take a threat from a child seriously is kind of,
Hold on a second.
but yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yesterday, the vice president gave an interview.
Okay.
It was, and they asked him why you're attacking schools, and he said really clear, a lot of the Latino gangs, he didn't say Mexicans, Latino gangs from South America, the biggest members are 14, 15, and
Yeah.
16. And they know that if they run to their school and say, I'm a student, we're not to get in there. They're trying to get that people. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, people, but today, January the 28th of 2025, just verify, go to the governmental websites, right? Just don't let you, like Selena Gomez. Did you see the Selena Gomez thing? It's crying. I'm gonna actually. I respond and I tag her. I say, "Till I can't do anything." I say, "Yeah, you can get a 10% of your fortune and open a fund to help people to get their visas."
We can donate it to the
Thank you.
ACLU. You
I
can,
tag her again another one, and I say, "What you can do, you can open. She can open an organization and help direct people." I
yeah.
say, "You can read, learn, investigate before jumping to conclusions."
hmm
I get the problem again. The problem is not the law. The problem is the people that is taking advantage of the misinformation to gain likes, to gain any personal views that they have. Everybody knows that if we got in problem, Justin is waiting for us, right, Jordan and Justin? I'm coming, baby.
Yeah, we're gonna invade the North, eh?
Yeah. Did you saw the? I don't know if you guys have the opportunity to see this. I follow this comedy guy that they say that if they put together Canada, United States, and Mexico, we have generate cum. United States, and cum will be the biggest load of everyone for the world, and it was so funny. Either way, getting back to Tough Tuesdays, and we're gonna name that. It is decided that it's gonna be Tough
It is
Tuesdays for now on.
decided.
It's decided. We Donald Trump signed many documents, executive orders to be
So
specific.
many, so many.
But today, because we're in entertainment and we're gossip motherfuckers that know about everything and knows about nothing,
I don't know jack shit about this stuff, not gonna lie. I know very little about
about what?
like
About JFK?
like all the conspiracy theories. Yeah, I know.
Who?
Yeah, I don't know that much.
Shoot
My
me.
and I
I mean,
know
that's what he said.
and I know fans of the podcast are sitting there thinking, Jake, how do you not know? My fascination with history pretty much stops at 1945
Yeah. He's a WW2. Wait,
and prior, like literally ancient history to. I mean, yeah, that's probably accurate. Like my fascination kind of stops at the modern. Well, not the modern, but
yeah.
the Second World War, because I know a little bit about the Korean and Vietnam Wars and going forward, but after that, not that much. Probably about the same as the average person. It just doesn't
So
interest me as much.
let's start for the facts as we know it, right? With JFK. And let me go back. Uncle Donnie decided to write an executive order asking the CIA to release many files, but one of the most important is the JFK assassination.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because he wanna make everyone happy. That's something about Uncle Donnie, and he always gonna. I can see him before being president the first term. Like, when I become president, I want to know what happened to JFK. I want to know, right? So,
Hey.
what we know, he was giving a speech in Dallas. He was
Oh,
doing a
JFK.
parade.
I thought you were
JFK.
talking about Trump. I was like, wait, when?
No,
What?
no, no, JFK. And he was sadly assassinated allegedly by a man called Oswald, J.
Lee Harvey
Oswald.
Oswald. Yep.
Everybody, Lee Harvey Oswald, LH, LHO, LHO,
LHO. LeHo.
LHO. Oh, he was
Or it's
Jewish.
probably Ho. The L is silent.
Yeah. Anyway, Lee Harvey Oswald supposedly went to a depository and shoot with a extremely hard to accomplish with that kind of rifle, that kind of shot. But he was a Marine. He was
Yeah,
a
yeah,
trained
yeah.
Marine. So that's what people knew. Sadly, he got shot in the head, in the face, and that's how the story went back then. Now there's several documentaries, several
So
analyses,
many, so many.
but I'm gonna name a few of them. The most important thing is like he it was impossible for that kind of rifle to charge and reload at that speed. It's impossible because the difference between one bullet and the other,
It
right,
was a
was a rifle. It was a army standard rifle.
right, but was it I'm trying to remember. Was it a bolt action? Was it a bolt action or was it I was gonna say that would have
Change
been a
the
very
name.
old gun.
No, 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 no. That was a really old gun. That was exactly the one that they used in Vietnam. That was a
Yeah,
staple.
so that's a
It
semi-automatic.
like
That's
that, right? Just to do pop,
yeah, that's a bolt
pop.
action that you're describing. And
So,
that's
so
not
that
that's not that's not what they used in Vietnam. They had full semi-automatic
So
weapons.
okay, so this is a bolt action. So it was the caliber, right, was too big for that rifle, because a lot of things have been coming out. There's a film. There were three people filming when this happened. One disappeared. That was from a tree that allegedly, everything that I'm saying is allegedly. Another shooter was there, and the most impressive thing is the trajectory. I don't know if people got the chance to watch the movie JFK with Kevin. What's his name? Uh, famous actor,
Kevin
Yellowstone
Costner?
now. Kevin. The movie JFK explained the theory of a bullet. Supposedly, three bullets hit the body, but one bullet went here. I don't know if you can see it. Even Jerry
Yeah.
Seinfeld make the bullet, and they make a whole thing with Kramer, right? So the bullet gets here allegedly, goes to his arm and hits here, and then gets deposited in the back of the senator that was in front of him.
Yeah.
But for that, the bullet needed to do this.
So
They
so
call it the
actually
magic bullet.
so actually
Now,
you're correct. The gun was a bolt action rifle. I'm looking at
thank
it.
you.
The guy's
So yeah, I've seen so many documentaries, so many that I might get a little confused. Anyway, it's possible that a bullet changed their trajectory drastically when they hit a bone, because that changed trajectory. However, it will be stuck in the third target. It didn't go through the seat and to the shoulder. So that's one. So allegedly was three shooters. One that hit him here, because I don't know if you guys see. It's really, this is not for kids. I'm gonna be clear. If you are an adult and you can watch it, the head goes like this. Jake, I don't know if you look,
yeah.
but then the head goes like this. It's impossible that a bullet hit you here, another bullet hit you here, and your face go up. Now all the splatter of the brains go to the left, to the first lady.
Hmm.
Again, that's impossible. Now,
I don't
I
know.
don't know. There gotta be a lot of people that like to shot gun range. Shooting a moving target is extremely difficult. Now, from that distance, in that inclination, is extremely difficult. There's one of the films you can see how it's a ricochet of a bullet hitting the floor.
Mm.
They say that Lee Harvey Oswald. I'm not saying that he didn't shoot. I'm pretty sure he shot, but I know that it wasn't the. I don't know, but I'm
Well,
assuming.
one of my favorite Family Guy gags is it cuts to Harvey Oswald up in the warehouse, and he's like, "Oh my God, those two guys are going to shoot the president."
That's really funny. I remember that one.
Yeah.
Something that supposedly he was a member of the Communist Party.
Hmm.
He wrote many letters to the American embassy in Mexico. He traveled to Mexico several times. There's an amazing show that is going to help you to understand a fictional perspective that is going to open the reality with the other person that died, but in the industry, James Franco. And he did a Stephen King
It's
show in Hulu.
it's
What is
such
the
a
name
good
of the
show.
show?
11/22/63.
That's the day that this happened. You gotta watch it because you're gonna see a lot of.
That's
It's so one of the, but yeah, James Franco fuck it up. Um,
not in that
I
show.
mean,
He didn't.
not in a shot. He fuck it up after.
Yeah.
So you gotta watch that show. You gotta watch JFK, and then there's several documentaries, but there's one in YouTube that you're gonna realize that is the one with the most views. That is really honest in their perception of how everything happened. It will be really interesting coming back to reality and to the year 2025. That if we actually get access to everything, we're gonna realize a lot of secrets that obviously
Yeah.
they be keeping to safeguard the government. But regardless of that, the executive order says that he's asking to release every secret that will not damage the secret service of the government as well. So probably we're never gonna know the truth.
I think eventually we will because like people forget this a lot. So there was a lot of so here's kind of an indicator for you. Anytime you start to see an influx of media, documentaries, feature films, television series getting made about a period in history, like modern history, it's usually because a lot of stuff has just been declassified and they now have more
Right.
information, so they now have more. And actually, I'm going to read some stuff from Justin. So Justin, I don't know the answer to this question. He asked if everything was declassified. You just answered that. He said he watched a very good video that made the case that the CIA covered it up not because they did it, but rather they didn't want to, but rather they should have caught the shooter, but didn't, and it made them look incompetent. That there was
Let
very
me talk
likely a
about that
second.
one.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, you're right, Justin. They covered not because they did it. I really think this is my personal opinion, and it's not connected to already media or Force and Corp or Pantheon podcast because this is gonna be a hot take. Okay, really hot take. Onassis that it was gonna be the second husband from the first
oh
lady.
yeah.
She become Jacqueline Onassis.
Hmm.
That guy made a lot of money, and a lot of the money from his father was correlated with the mob. Again, this is a hot take, and I make a warning. He wanted to stop the war in Vietnam. The people that they were making the bullets and the rifles in Vietnam were connected to Onassis
Hmm.
through the money supported by the mob that allegedly Jack Ruby, that it was a guy from the mob, is the one that went and killed Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yep.
So I think that everything comes from there, from the money of the war. I
There's
think that
more,
that's my perception.
and
Keep going, keep going.
there's more. There was also what I can't remember because if I thought to look this up before, I would have. I can't remember if Kennedy had signed the executive order or was planning on. I think he was planning on signing an executive order that would have put the United States back on the gold standard.
Can you define gold standard?
So gold standard is when basically when the United States was actually, hang on. I was going to grab something anyway, but I've got some visual aids for the people. One moment.
Great. Meanwhile, Jake goes and be the nerd that we all love. Let me tell you, people, that I want to thank the Academy and everyone involved in the vote. You, for the most, you, because you vote, because we won the funniest podcast episode of the year, and I want to thank that. Meanwhile, Jake is back. Go ahead. I was just thanking the
All
people
right.
for our
I don't
award.
I don't know if you can see it.
Okay, you have $2, buddy. You're richer than a lot of people in Guatemala.
So I don't know if you can see it, but at the top up in this section right here,
Yeah.
it says silver certificate. Now, on a normal bill these days, that doesn't say that. It says Federal Reserve note, and there are gold certificates. All the gold standard means is that your country's physical currency is tied to something tangible. In the case of the United States, it was gold and or silver. Usually for smaller bills, it was silver for obvious reasons. What that means is that at any time you could have traded this bill for $1 worth of silver, whatever the value of silver was. So it's worth more, obviously, now than the face value of the bill, even though I legally cannot exchange this for directly for silver. I can, however, buy
You can,
silver with it, but only at the face value. So it's weird.
but
And
you
the
can sell it on cryptocurrency for a collector. That's
I
what I
can
can
sell it
say.
as a collectible, but
Yeah.
for cash, it's worth way more than $1. Because one of those is very special. I might nerd out on that later. But so the problem with the gold standard though is that since your currency is tied to something tangible, you can't just willy nilly print more because you can't dilute the value of your currency because it's tied to something tangible. So right now, your money is only backed by the faith and credit of the United States government, which
Unless it's some
actually,
crypto.
but it's not backed by crypto though.
No, no, as I say, unless it's on crypto. That's the only way that you can save your money is
Hey,
by
Amelia,
using
why are you
crypto.
feeling yourself up over there?
I don't know. Chest is hurting a lot. Keep going.
Ah.
A lot. If I pass or I got an emergency here, we're gonna have a big, big following, motherfucker.
How's your left arm? Don't know. Can't feel it.
You know what? I noticed that when I use these headphones, they enclose so much that actually I
Mhm.
got chest pain. I don't know
Really?
why.
Take it off one of your ears.
That's
Oh,
exactly
yeah.
what I did.
So the other thing, this is what I was originally searching for. So that's the gold standard. So there was Kennedy was either planning on or had already reinstated the gold standard, and that's allegedly one of the reasons why they killed. But this is a gift that my grandfather gave me many, many years ago.
Can you move it closer? There you go. Thank you.
So you can't read the small
Nice.
text. That's what I'm going to read you. But check this out.
My
So,
grandson is a nerd, so I give him this gift.
oh, hardcore. So these are just some fun facts that correspond between Lincoln and JFK. Lincoln was elected in 1860. JFK was elected in 1960.
Yeah.
Lincoln's secretary was named Kennedy, and Kennedy's secretary was named Lincoln.
Lincoln. Yeah.
Lincoln lost his son while serving as president. Kennedy lost his son while serving as president. Lincoln and Kennedy were both second children, meaning they were the second child in their family. Lincoln was elected to the term in which he was assassinated on November 8th, so was Kennedy. Lincoln was shot on a Friday from behind in the head. Kennedy was shot on a Friday from behind and in the head, allegedly. Lincoln had a vice president named Johnson who succeeded him as president, as did JFK. Lincoln's assassin, John Wilkes Booth, was born in 1839, and Kennedy's assassin, Oswald, was born in 1939.
Isn't that crazy?
Booth shot Lincoln in a theater and escaped to a warehouse. Oswald shot Kennedy from a warehouse and
And
escaped
we're
to a
fighting in
theater.
theater. Wow.
Lincoln's assassin was killed before going to trial, as was Kennedy's. So, what really happened is time travel.
Or,
The
do you remember the movie Mulholland Drive?
what
We
movie?
all live this Mulholland Drive. Mulholland, like the drive in Mulholland in
Oh, Mulholland.
Hollywood.
Yeah. Okay.
We all a circle of people that the story keeps repeating itself. We just play different roles on it. Like in that theory, in another life, you be Jordan, I'll be Justin, Justin be me, but we carry that experience. And when they comprehend and connect, is when something happened. That's
I
what
would
how to
never,
become friends.
I would never be Canadian.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I just put an
I'm
example.
just kidding. I'm just kidding. I have no beef with Canada. They're just,
I don't know what's going on. I think I'm gonna have a heart attack right now.
please don't.
Wouldn't be that nice for the rating following?
No, that would be fucking terrible. I don't want
Oh,
to
what you
lose
wanna
my,
do?
I don't want to lose my friend for views.
I never said I'm gonna die.
Okay, fair, fair. Fucking come on. Get on with it then.
I don't know. Hey,
Seriously, dude, you good?
I don't know. Too much. Seriously, people. I apologize to all the audience because it's been a tough day. Been awake since 4:35 in the morning, and it's been several meetings. And Tuesday, for a reason, I was discussing this with Jake in one of our talks in the day because we talk around 5, 6, 7 times a day. That is a saying in Mexico that Tuesdays are not a good day for you to leave your house or anything. And but it's life. We're here to entertain you.
Let me entertain you.
Entertain you. So
Let me.
what would be the consequences if we actually know the truth? First of all, all
Depends
the
on what the
all the
truth is.
legalities, yeah, but all the legalities and the trust in that old government will disappear. Why? Because we will realize that we've been lied as a fact. Because we all, think about it.
I think Nixon already kind of took care of that, frankly.
Yeah, but it's a
Nixon,
different
Nixon
level,
and
man.
Nixon and W. I
Understanding
think
that
they kind of,
somebody took a president for money, personal relationship, war, or something, that's not a nice thought, man. Regardless of how it is, it's a bad thing to do. It's a really
yeah.
bad thing to do.
I mean, nobody cares that JFK banged Marilyn Monroe behind his wife's back, but
Well, first of all, he banged Marilyn Monroe with his brother
that's
behind her back. So let me ask
wait,
you
wait, wait.
something, you guys.
At the same time, or were they
Yeah,
both
at the
just?
same time,
Oh,
there's a
that's weird.
recording. That's not weird. They were sharing brothers. They're brothers that share. I don't know. I mean, I never found Marilyn Monroe attractive to the point that I like her. I think she was good at her job, but sorry that I changed the headphones. Can you hear me?
Yeah, actually better.
Yeah, because it was hurting. It's these headphones that they were creating the headache. So,
Oh, I didn't know that. There's a rumor that they killed Marilyn because she knew too much.
yeah, that's not a rumor. That's almost a fact. Who says that, Justin?
No, that's Haley.
Haley, yeah, you're totally right. There's several data that confirms. First of all, she was used by him, then by the husband, by the brother. They both did her, and they did a lot of alcohol and drugs. There's a recording that she says, "I don't want to be with you and your brother anymore,"
Mm.
from Marilyn. Said like, and she was living this. I'm gonna leave my wife and be with you. So it wasn't a good thing. Now let me ask you something. Let's move fast forward to a big hot take, right? What if I'm Jackie and I'm really sick that I'm not gonna say last names for decency, right? That you, Jack, right, are cheating on me and cheating on me. And the media says that Marilyn cheated on me. And in your birthday that I'm next to you, she comes and floor in front of you. And I've been chased by this guy called Mr. O that I mentioned before, right? And Mr. O got connection with the mob. This could be just I'm gonna check out your
Oh,
husband to be with you.
the Courtney Love
Onassis.
conspiracy.
Well, we can talk about that later. But you know what I mean? It might happen. You never know. I mean, people with money and power does a lot of things. I don't get why, but I will not kill somebody to be with somebody, but that's just me.
Well, I'm going to take a moment from the conspiracy theories and invite you that if you have money and power, consider donating to this fantastic sponsor.
CDZ Collegia Musica is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. It is a kind of school of music, a concert series, and an agency that promotes the musicians, dedicated artists, and educators who we feature as our performers. The goal of the Collegium is to bring community together through music performance. These performances vary in musical style from classical to jazz, and music from different parts of the world, from India to the Middle East, that'd be like Persia, and Japan, and China. The goal is to also educate us to how music functions not so much as a musical universal language, because there are differences in the way that these languages of music are expressed, but to educate us to be able to be more appreciative not only of the music but the culture it represents. And by doing this, it brings community together.
Casa de la Sisa, you need to understand education and music are connected, and it's better to support everyone. Just contact them. They will be happy to receive. And for the most, watch their podcast. He got a really good podcast, entertaining, educational, and follow him around social media and everywhere. Casa de la Sisa.
The editing is amazing on all his stuff.
His social media is, oof.
I mean,
his production is like, wow, yeah.
And that guitar.
It's delicious.
He doesn't have a doctorate in it or anything. He's not a literal guitar doctor.
Yeah, you know what? When he told me he was a guitar doctor, I go like, oh, I didn't know that guitars get sick. I'm just kidding. Of course, I know they get sick.
But
anyway, so JFK is gonna be weird. Now let's jump to Martin Luther King.
We can't forget about RFK though. I just want to reiterate. Like yes, let's jump to Martin Luther King, because
Martin Luther King
didn't he have a tryst with Marilyn Monroe, or am I getting him mixed up?
No,
with somebody?
You're getting confused.
They did. J. Edgar Hoover did have evidence that he was having an affair, but I can't remember with who, or he said he did. I don't know.
Hoover was gay. Edward J. Hoover was gay. He got an affair with his vice president.
I mean, I'm not surprised. Did you ever watch the movie, J. Edgar?
Yeah. It's assumed. It's implied that he was.
Listen.
His assistant?
I can't remember, but listen, any guy who's that obsessed with another man's sex life.
And something that is, his assistant told him, "You're never going to leave me." And he took the wheels out of the chair. Sorry. Anyway, so let me go to MLK. There's a lot of controversy there, and I want to be clear, because when you talk about a topic like that, you can build a lot of enemies. So let me repeat the thing. What I'm going to say is not connected to Already Media, Force and Corp, or Pantheon Podcast. This is a personal opinion based in the last information that HBO, Home Box Office, did for a documentary. It looks like Martin Luther King got a secret life, that he was using a lot of prostitutes and a lot of underage prostitutes.
I've never heard that before, but
again, looked at the documentary in HBO, and just look at it like that is something that I don't want to believe personally, right? I want to believe that is some enemy that want to put that out there just to create a controversy.
And at that time, that's really not. It's not unheard of.
Well, he was a priest.
Yeah, well, a pastor. Yeah,
a pastor.
A
pastor. So they say that he took advantage that last night before he got killed. That night was a big argument with the father of the uncle of a little girl, 16, 15-year-old, that he was, have fun with, him and the people. And when he came to his balcony, right, he got shot but we never been clear he was shot by the distance. We never been clear somebody, it's so weird that we don't know. Nobody has told me. I don't know. It was every time I hear that he was shot in the head, I'm assuming that was a sniper from far away. Yeah. But I don't know.
I do not know. Like I said, I don't know that much about the assassination. I just in terms of practice, I'm much I'm a fan of Martin Luther King's approach. I'm a proponent of nonviolence. So
Yeah, but you know, it's kind of weird that a proponent of no violence died in a violent way. It's just
that's not
so
weird at
weird for
all.
me.
It's
I know
almost
it's weird. It's
asking.
weird for the world. You know, I'm
Yeah,
not saying that the situation is weird. It's how the world it is. I mean, like I say, that's what I saw in a documentary. Me personally, I believe that was an enemy, right? A political enemy that wanted to. And then we go back to the same thing that I've been asking myself, and we probably gonna get into a hot argument, you and me, right now. In every place of the world, you are not allowed to have guns, and here it's really easy to have guns.
oh, okay. I get what you're saying now. Yeah.
So yeah, you go to Mexico, and you don't buy a gun in a store, less in a Walmart, right?
No, there's only
Here,
actually, I found this out because I was arguing with somebody. There's actually only one legal gun store in the country.
in no, yeah, and it's hard to if you're carrying a
Yeah.
gun, it's an illegal gun,
Yeah.
right? Same in Argentina. I don't know the other countries. I haven't researched because that's something that I'm not
That's
interested.
gun control's pretty common worldwide.
So in America, I'm asking myself, it will be so easy that Harry Oswald get a gun so easy. The guy that shoot MLK, of course, they're criminals and they're gonna kill somebody. They will, but it will be easy to trace. Here is so open. I mean, I'm in Oregon, close to Oregon, and in Oregon, everyone. I got friends that they're carrying a gun, like in Texas.
Yeah.
Is well known by pictures on social media that I'm not have relationship. However, I got a lot of friends that they're from the bikers, the Mongols. They all carry guns, legal guns.
Hmm.
Like I'm not talking about a little 45, like big mama jamas.
Well, it depends what kind of gun, because there's quite a few guns that you can't legally own in the United States.
I don't know, but I'm saying the legally ones,
Yeah.
they have it. Either so, man, a 22 can kill you the same way that a fucking bazooka. They take your life away. Period.
I
A
mean, your
22 in
aim,
the head,
your
bro.
aim's got to be significantly better with the
I get
22.
it, but my point is like they can take a life away
Yeah,
either
sure.
way.
But okay. So I'm gonna be the American for a moment.
Here we go.
Well, okay. So now the UK is
You
trying
need
to
to start
ban.
with in America. You need to
Well,
start with
no.
that.
Okay, so here's my point. In the UK now, they're trying to ban certain types of knives because after they banned guns, people started using knives to
Yeah.
do heinous shit.
Yeah.
It's if you have weapons and if they take away knives, people are going to start sharpening sticks, and then when they
That's
outlaw,
fine.
well, no, and then when they outlaw the sharpening of sticks, then like
If you're a non-trained person and you're attacked by a knife, you got 33% of chances, if the other person is not trained, to die. But an untrained person attacks you with a gun, you got an 84 percentage to die. So that rate is worth it to take the guns and the knives away. I'm just saying, you know Krav Maga, right?
well,
You
yeah, but
supposedly you can be sitting in a chair and disarm 3 guys before they get shot. We know in reality somebody shot the 4 guys behind shooting you.
none of my teachers would ever say that, but
Of course, they're running a business.
no,
And
no,
they
no.
want to prepare people.
They would never say you could
Okay.
disarm. Like they would
But
never be.
thousands of videos that they go like how to disarm the gun, and
Yeah, and those aren't
either way,
legit. 1 second, my dog is eating a paper
yeah.
plate. Hey,
So meanwhile, Jake goes and deal with his paper plate and his dog, and losing all composure, cursing to his dog. It's important that you write in the comments what you're thinking about this gun situation, because that's something that our president hasn't talked about a lot. And sometimes I wonder if we're just going to listen to all the things that we want to listen. Now, everybody that follows this podcast, not that I'm supporting of Donald Trump, I call him Uncle Trumpy, but I was telling everyone that we haven't heard anything about gun regulation. And suddenly I'm asking myself, are these next 4 years are going to be for everything that we want to hear or everything that is going to be for the country? They just got released a lot of Elon Musk information, how he lied a lot to get the loan from the government, how he actually is in debt, and a lot of things that I didn't know before taking in consideration my vote. Because they sell, I mean, the guy is brilliant with his social media and his publicity. But there's been, again, we find a great executive businessman that we respect as a liar. So it looks like everything that I'm listening in these 7 days, that is nothing.
Yeah.
It's just what I want to hear. That makes sense?
No, absolutely. Yeah. And that's why you've got to be, if you want to truly be informed, you have to curate information and fact check everything, even if it's good news for you. Fact check it, because one of the things is
But
we're doing a late episode of the Average Intelligence podcast after this,
here we
where
go. All right. Average
wow,
Italian, down the middle. Justin and I, come on. Focusing today, right now, here.
it is today. It's just afterward.
Shut up.
We are going through all of the executive orders that Trump signed on his first day, and there's quite a bit of it that he just can't do. But a lot of people on both sides are like, meh, 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 and hardly anybody's talking about the actual legalities of it all.
Yes, you're right. And more than the legalities, and I mean, you're right. I'm not gonna, let me rephrase that. We just need to be informed and please people. If you saw something on Facebook, don't go and repost it if you don't know it's true, because misinformation is the warfare nowadays. Now, let me talk about something that happened in the we haven't able to talk. Not even you and me or this. Donald Trump's son approached Biden and he says something to him. You saw his face? What do you think he said?
I did not see that, but
Holy shit, man. He goes and says something and Biden goes, his
ooh.
face. I mean, please
Now
Google
was
it in
this
front of me.
now what was this Donald Trump Jr. who did it, or
Yeah, the youngest one.
oh, Barron?
Barron. Just put Barron. It's a 2 seconds thing. And if you see Biden face, I think that he said, "You're done, old man." That's what I think he says. But he's covering his back. Even so, man, is to think about what he say. I hope we know, because no, it's not what he said. It's how their Biden reaction. Biden reaction is priceless. You know, it's weird. To see that, are you watching it? Can you put it to the audience? No. Well, we can make a short about it. But if you know about, do you guys see it? And if you see it, what is your theory? What he said? Because his face is. I mean, Byron is really involved in the cryptocurrency and how the jump perception of these presidencies from him. I don't know if you agree with that.
It's pretty well documented that Barron was key to getting Trump to appear on sort of alternative media sources. And I actually to go into. I'm watching the video now. Found it.
Yeah, it's really impressive how the face that Biden does. His face is you know.
Suck it, old man.
Yeah,
I don't know.
People are starting to come with their own things. I don't know who's online, and if you can tell us why. I think he says, "You are done, old man." I think that's what he says.
I don't know. But fun fact, I saw something today. Trump's press secretary, White House press secretary, is inviting journalists from all alternative media to press secretary meetings.
Are we
You just,
going?
you, well, you have to go to Washington, but all you got to
Are
do,
we going?
Well, all you got to do to get credentials is just go to, they have a special website. I think it's whitehouse.gov/new media, and you fill out a real basic form, and then they obviously they're going to check out your stuff, but probably if you have a big enough audience, they're going to give you White House credentials, which is
Okay, I really think that we should send Justin.
yeah, we'd have to get him a visa though, and Trump won't give him that.
He doesn't need a visa to come to America.
Yes, he does.
He doesn't. He can go direct to the border and say, I'm just gonna go shopping, and he got 48 hours to get back.
He's coming from Canada, not Tijuana.
I know what I'm saying, bro. I know exactly what I'm saying. He can do that.
That's what
a
I
lot
did.
Of people
I got
that.
into Canada doing that.
Yeah, a lot of people does that in both ways.
Yeah.
There you go, Justin. You want to go to? Imagine Justin in front of the president, Mr.
Yeah, I have a question.
Mr.
Why are you
President,
such a massive douche?
What? Dude, and he will be like, "Hey, President, you see, I got my headphones, my pocket headphones, so you know what is coming for you, right, brother? That's what he will do. That's what he will do, and I love that every time.
Yeah, I have a question, Mr. President.
Why? Automatic like.
Why are you fucking awful? We love you, Justin.
Sorry, I'm Canadian. I'm Canadian, and I got my head.
He's Canadian. Who let him in? Who let him across the border? I knew they were going to do it. It's an invasion.
What other files are gonna get reopened? Do you know?
The RFK assassination files.
Your time to talk.
Well, RFK was assassinated, and a lot of the stuff got classified, and now it's not going to be anymore.
So, just for people know, Robert F. Kennedy was the youngest brother from. So now that makes me believe in that this wasn't a big conspiracy, that it was something connected with the wife. For a reason, I always think that.
Maybe. I do know that RFK Jr. has been trying to get this stuff declassified, and actually, what I thought was a really.
I mean, if we want to know, his son wants to know for real.
Yeah,
and he got a big position in this government, a big one.
His RFK's son and JFK's nephew.
Yeah.
Like that was his uncle, right? And then, but I guess when Trump signed the executive order, he told him to give Robert F. Kennedy Jr. the pen that he signed the executive order with. So I thought that was pretty cool.
I think that was cool. He's married to the actress that plays the wife from.
Is it Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Curb Your Enthusiasm. What a great show! He's coming again. New season is coming this year.
Oh Lord.
You don't like it? I've seen them.
I've never seen it.
Watched them. I never watched them. Probably start watching them in 2016, and I went and see it all. You haven't seen it? If you like Jerry Seinfeld, you need to watch that.
I don't love Seinfeld. There's Seinfeld moments that make me laugh, but I've never been like, I feel like I want to watch Seinfeld. You know, I don't know. I'm not saying it's a bad show. Obviously, it's not because it was on for forever.
I think that you're wrong.
Oh, you think Seinfeld's bad?
No, I think it's really good.
I see. That's the thing. It's a me thing.
You don't love it.
That's what I'm saying. It's a me thing. I'm not saying it's bad. That's demonstrably not true. Seinfeld is not a bad TV show because it was insanely popular. And to this day, the rights of Seinfeld. Holy crap.
Yeah.
The streaming rights for Seinfeld.
Let me tell you something. Mr. Trump requires the direction of the National Intelligence and Attorney General it goes through. He signed it, but he needs that. Neither official has been confirmed yet. To spend the next 15 days coming up with a plan to release the JFK files. Then we have 45 days to come with plans to release the RFK and the MLK files. So just for you know, we're waiting for other 10 days to figure out if they're going to sign it. And if so, we're looking for other 45 days, sorry.
Yeah, but we've been waiting for a while because, gosh, what year was he?
63.
63. We said that earlier. That was a really stupid moment.
You're really, really, really brain fart.
Yeah.
So what about Selena Gomez? Okay, explain me something. Okay, explain me something. Did you watch the movie Twisters, right?
No.
Okay. They specify really clear that now we can, and this is known for a lot of people, but I'm gonna take it from the entertainment area. We throw stuff to the clouds and it rains, right?
Yeah.
You know that. Why they didn't do it before with the fires until Donald Trump went to California and say, we need to stop the fires. The next day, it's been raining. That's crazy.
Oh my God.
What? You don't think that
so,
doesn't have to do anything with it?
oh,
Of course,
dude,
can
no. Dude, Florida, certain parts of Florida got 7 inches of snow, dude. And my favorite thing was everybody was posting memes of like, like Donald Trump will be president again when hell freezes over, and then they screenshot like Daytona. Just like
That's
this, it's
funny.
hilarious.
No, but seriously, man. Obviously, we can manipulate weather to a span, right? It's not like a storm is gonna fly there, but we can make rain. It's been done for many years to prevent tornadoes, for the crops, for everything. Why they didn't do till Donald Trump goes there and say you got to do something, and so it's hazing in LA.
So,
Haze in LA.
but don't you need water to do that?
No, you throw a bomb to the. It's called bombing the clouds.
We're gonna bomb it.
It's called bombing the clouds. I mean, people, you can make a research. It's called bombing the clouds.
Yeah, but isn't that like contaminated rain if you do that?
No. No, it doesn't, man. They've been doing it for the crops around the world since forever. A lot of people say that we can create earthquakes. A lot of people, I don't know about that.
Well, we can absolutely create earthquakes. Like
how? Well, when you eat burritos, obviously everybody knows that.
well, no, I mean if you drill on a fault line, you can create an earthquake.
But what I'm saying is, it's not as hard as people think to make rain.
Right.
Now, my question is, why the fuck they didn't do it? How many days it's been since the first fire in LA?
I can't remember, but it's
30?
been a while. Yeah.
And now explain me something. How come? Yes, explain me something. How come it's raining ice in LA and the fire's still gone? Explain me how.
Well, when a fire becomes large and hot enough, it will actually burn through wet conditions. So you have to offset that.
Hazing! That fire has a source that is continue pumping it, man. It's I mean, if it was a small rain, it rains for 48 hours in a row, and after 48 hours of raining, they have hazing. How the hell? Or maybe we all mistaken, and when they say we're gonna bring ice to California, they thought it was immigration and it was hazing. Haze. It was ice.
Well, wait, where
you got
Vanilla Ice lives in Vegas, doesn't he?
Vanilla Ice lives in Vegas. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was gonna say maybe he went out to LA.
Yeah. Have you heard about the people, the town that went like a ghost town in Chicago? Because of this? Have you read that? That's crazy,
Yes.
man. I don't think
it's not crazy when there's a lot of unclear, vague, and or misinformation out there. It's really not that crazy.
Yeah, but today the White House person that was really clear, she made really clear because it's her voice from the White House correspondent. She say every person that is on transit, came to the country legally, or overstay, or doesn't have paper, is a criminal. So that she say like that. Google it if you don't trust.
Yeah, no,
Everyone,
I know what you're talking about.
So
yeah, but I mean, okay, and this is where you get into the nitty-gritty of legality. And to be fair, that particular part of immigration law is pretty vague. But just because the White House said something does not make it law.
I get it, but you gotta understand that it's coming from the White House. Trump administration confirms. Anxious says all undocumented immigrants are criminals. Trump administration says. What's her name? Caroline Levitt confirmed immigrants' rights groups fear the Trump administration see all undocumented immigrants as criminals and is just seeking to deport the ones who commit and isn't just seeking the ones to deport to commit violent act. I personally, I agree that they need to take out the people that criminals.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people there, dude. There's a movie that I'm gonna recommend to everyone. That's called One Day Without Mexicans. It's from 2002. Have you watched that movie?
I haven't seen it, but I'm aware of it.
The director of the movie is a rock star in Mexico from the band Botellita de Jerez. That is just a Mexican saying. And even the movie is a little crappy and badly done because they didn't have budget. What they present is one day. Like, that is fun. I never make the connection. Like, Thanos went like half. He went like Mexicans. Like, all Latinos disappear from the States. And suddenly all the garbage cans are full. The grass is high, right? Nobody's having, well, that back in the day wasn't Uber and DoorDash. But it will funny to explore something like that nowadays because the Mexican force is really, again, the Latino force is really big for the good development of the economy in America, don't you think?
Yeah, I don't like to use the economic argument for this though, because to me it's separate. Like what you're saying is accurate, but I don't like to use that as an argument because I prefer. So here's my bit when it comes to immigration is I think justifying allowing people into a country purely for economic reasons is like it's not slavery, but it's not that far. No, I'm not going to say that. It's not slavery. It's not too far off from
That's funny.
conditional servitude. Like
I get it because we'll find a solution. But funny thing, I didn't know this, audience. I just Googled it just to remember the name of Sergio Arau, the director. Yesterday, he was in CNN announcing that it will be a new movie this year coming out called Another Day Without Mexicans. That is that how the 20 years ago was the original movie. Sorry, I'm reading in Spanish. How the life will be without immigrants in the States. I think that's hilarious that we're talking about this and he just jump and say we're gonna make the sequel, but it's gonna be called, the first one is A Day Without Mexicans, and the second part will be Another Day Without Mexicans. So that's funny. That's funny.
Yeah.
A Day Without Mexico. Actually, you can watch it free on YouTube. You gotta go to DSHM. That's the guy in YouTube that has it. Oh no, sorry. Daily Motion has the movie. Daily Motion has the movie. Sorry.
Yep.
But you can watch it. It's funny.
But no,
it's
my big issue with the Trump immigration policy now is like, okay, for example, and it's not just with immigration, he's doing it. I'm afraid he's going to do it with more stuff. He's canceling stuff without putting an alternative in place, i.e., they shut down the app. And don't get me wrong, the CBP1 app had lots of problems. It had lots of problems. But what it did was it facilitated people to schedule asylum appointments outside of the United States. And now they can't. So what are they supposed to do? Seeking asylum is not a crime. But now the only way, so the system was bad before. It's going to get really bad because now the only way, since the border is effectively shut down and the CBP1 app is no longer active, the only way you can claim asylum is by coming into the country illegally and claiming asylum.
Not really. Actually, yeah.
Well, you can go to an embassy. You can go to an embassy.
No, but it was revoked. It was revoked for Cubans with the Biden administration.
No. That's separate. That's parole. You're talking about two different things.
I'm talking about parole.
You're talking about two different things. I'm talking about
but who's
asylum.
Gonna give? It's not my personal situation or my family, but assuming that I'm in Mexico and they try to kidnap me twice, the drug dealers, because I might have a successful life. If I go to the American embassy and knock at the door and say I need help, I need asylum, they're gonna tell me, walk 2 blocks, and probably in the Netherlands will help you out because you can't even knock the door here.
Right, but
I
that's
mean,
my problem. So now you got to
yeah,
facilitate travel to the Netherlands, though.
yeah, no. Well, the people that is here, no, they're not gonna facilitate. I'm talking about the people that is outside the country.
That's what I'm
Uh,
talking about. Yeah. Well,
and
and then okay, so DACA is probably a better example. So the courts have ruled that DACA was technically unconstitutional, and they don't have an alternative in place. And it doesn't look like the Trump administration is trying to remedy that in any way, shape, or form. I criticized DACA when they rolled it out because
yeah,
I said it doesn't solve the problem. It kicks the can down the road. It doesn't actually solve anything. And now we're seeing it front and center because now the courts are saying that it technically wasn't constitutional. Well, but they're keeping certain parts of it in place anyway. Like it doesn't really make any sense. I
there's a
don't
lot of
like it.
confusion, and this confusion is gonna generate a really bad situation if we don't attack it from the core now. Because, like you say, it's good what he's doing, but we need to have options. I really think that they need to create a policy right now
Hmm.
to vet everyone. And if you don't have papers, come to us, be
I
secure
agree.
and safe, that we're not going to grab you and put you in jail. Come here.
I
And if
agree.
you are being a good citizen and you are generating something for this society, or you're not creating problems, simple like that, pay this fee, get your pardon, and get your residency. Not citizenship,
Right. But you can,
residency.
but when you have residency, you can get put on a path to
That's what I
citizenship
said.
if you want.
And now
Yeah,
we can bet everyone, because the vice president yesterday in the interview that I told you, he said a lot of people that we bet now we're realizing that they have connections with ISIS. So I cannot
maybe.
trust
Yeah.
anyone. One is enough. One
Well,
is enough
no.
to
Okay,
fuck it up.
I'm not disagreeing with that. But here's the other thing. So this, I think, is actually like it's really shitty, but it's kind of clever. I think, at least my theory is that. See, I'm still hoping. I'm still holding on hope that Trump's administration is playing 3D chess in a way, like they're
Yeah.
purposefully playing the bad guys, but ultimately for a good thing. Because I saw an interview that Tom Homan did, and he was advising people to self-deport. Now, what he said after that was very interesting because he said
Self before, because you decode first, explain
self self
self.
self deport.
Oh, so just leave the country.
Just but here's what he said, and this was very interesting. He's like, yeah, go back to Mexico, then go to the consulate and apply for a visa. And I'm like,
That will never gonna
oh
happen. That will
no,
never happen.
that's what he said.
No, yeah, but let me explain something. If you, three things: if you access illegally to the country and you get caught and you ask for a visa, if every person that let me finish, because I know
Yeah, yeah.
exactly, because I got
I
a
know.
client that
There's a ban. Yeah,
there's a ban of 10 years. That's the less ban. If you overstay as a student, as a working visa, 10 years of thing. But guess what? You don't apply and they tell you no. You need to pay your fees, go to the interview and they tell you no. Right? So they're talking about 11 years if you do that. Now, I really think that the most common sense will be for the people that come forward as and say, I'm sorry, the American
yeah,
culture,
yeah,
I have a family here, I'm just safe here, I love America. You don't need to become citizen. You don't need to leave your country, but now we're gonna have you watch in. I'm gonna procure that you pay taxes. We're gonna
yep,
procure that you have social security. We're
hmm,
gonna procure that you have health. We're gonna procure that you put the garbage of your dog in,
yeah.
because the only way to improve the lack of American culture into another culture is teaching. You cannot
But
expect that people will know.
yeah, but
If the NFL, go ahead, go ahead.
here's the bigger issue, and this is why I don't like the vagueness. Is there are a lot of people who have legal status, but they're they're considered undocumented, even though legally they're not. But there's a lot of people that came over under and got TPS, temporary protected status. They have valid work permits, they have valid driver's licenses, they have social security cards, they pay taxes, and they don't. But they can't collect social security until they have a different status. They pay into it.
I
Are
know,
these
but to get,
are
I correct me if I'm wrong. To get collect Social Security, you need to be a citizen, right? Not a
I believe
resident.
so? Yeah.
So just make everyone a resident, right?
No. That's what I'm
Make
saying. That's what I'm saying is
yeah.
they're not even collecting Social Security. They're just paying into it. So it's a net benefit for the country. My
And if
issue
you do
is
that, go ahead, go ahead.
my issue is the Trump administration and nobody that I've seen has said in a statement. I've heard this from immigration attorneys, but excuse me, nobody from the administration has come out and said these people are not subject to deportation without felony conviction.
And that's crazy.
Yeah, that's insane because
It's totally crazy.
there's a lot of people on that stat in that sort of camp.
Millions. We're not talking about 5,000
Millions.
millions, but imagine if millions paid their taxes. Forget about the back
Well,
taxes.
no. If you have a work permit, you are paying taxes.
No. But talking about the ones that they don't have any kind of papers.
Yeah. They
Let's
don't have any
assume
sort of status.
a student. Let's get an example. A student. He come over here, right? Because his dad can pay, pawn everything, and he's paying, right? He doesn't get aid because he's not American.
Right.
He's paying his college, so in his free time he's doing Uber Eats, right? That little tax, right? For him, it will be impossible to pay the back taxes. But if you give him residency, the fee that he needs to pay, that's gonna be like $400. $400 for 1 million people. How much is that?
$400 million.
Stay there. Then 65 for the other fee. At the end, when you apply for an O1 visa, just the fees are like $800.
Yeah.
Let's assume that it's 800, and we will have 4 millions of immigrants. How much money is that? We're talking about the billions here. If we do that, 3 things will happen. Economy will come. Continued taxes from that people, and for the most, people wouldn't be afraid, and it will be getting better jobs.
I agree.
Better jobs create better economy. Better economy creates infrastructure. Infrastructure consists consumism, and then we become a what? Capitalist. But if you don't do that, the reality is, you know who's going to pay for all this?
Everyone?
Canada is the one.
Canada.
No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
People are moving to Canada. Americans and Latinos are going to Canada because if they start persecution here, right? I've been saying this since forever. Black people go out and say and walk and say Black people matter, even they're wrong, right? No. Yeah, the Black People Organization has been proved that it was a fraud. But
you're talking about the organization, okay?
The organization, yeah, not the fact. Or we want more jobs. But Latinos can't go and do that because they're illegal, so they cannot march to. I get it. They're not Americans. They don't have that right. I get it. But we will make so much money and the economy will be some better. I'm not saying let more people in. I'm saying close the borders.
At least
and the people that is in, the people that is in, give them the option, because I don't understand that right now the only way to cross illegal in the country are creating budget for guess who? The criminals. The coyotes, polleros, or whatever they call it. I was reading an article. They charge $20,000 to $25,000 to come to the country. How? $25,000, okay? For 4 million. How much money is that for the country?
That's a lot.
So my point is that there's a lot of things that it could be done, and it should be done, but we're taking the.
See, here's the thing, though. If you're especially if you're a woman, if you want to come to the States legally, all you do is you come here for travel, right? Assuming that you're not in a situation where you're in danger. You know, that's an asylum claim. But like, honestly, come here on a tourist vacation, you know, and just like meet some well-to-do guy, smile at him a bit, and then you have a long-distance romance. And then
I get it. I know what you're saying, but that's considered a little prostitution in my perception legally. I know what you're saying.
No, you don't.
But
you don't.
but you don't have to sell your body of your decency or
No, see, that's the thing. I'm not
saying
sell your body. I'm saying come over here, find somebody that you genuinely like.
Okay, let's assume that that's a possibility.
Yeah.
Okay, how the fuck they gonna get a visa to get in here?
What do you mean? You can travel, like you can come as a tourist.
Yeah, but to get a visa as a tourist, remember Setse, the guy that was in my band?
Yeah, but he was coming over here to work.
No. asked for a tourist visa, and it took him a year and a half
really?
for him to get the date. I mean, he expedited to an agency. He pays, and then he told me, "Great, in a year you can have your appointment." That's the fat expedite. If you want to have a tourist visa right now, it goes to probably next year. So it's not an option. What you're saying is not a feasible option. If you have a visa already, you want to come to get married with an American, go ahead. But I don't think that that's the solution. The solution is get the chance that people that is here to be a resident, charge them taxes, charge them a fee, and if they commit a crime, now you have them on record.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Bye. Yep. Now you know who they are.
Yeah, that's what I keep saying. That's what I keep saying.
And I saw today before we start this show, I say I don't think we're going to talk a lot about.
Well, it's what's in the news. Like it's
but my mind is like we're gonna talk about this in 20 minutes. But now that we're talking the Latino culture and and everything, let's go to the Oscars awards. Emilia Perez.
Okay, so I gotta say, I'm halfway through the movie. It's not as bad as I thought. Okay, hold comments because I have a caveat here. It's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be until every single musical number is horrible and cringe. If this movie weren't a musical, it might actually be decent.
Let me tell you something. Let me ask you something. If you do a musical and every musical is bad, what makes the movie?
No. See, okay. Musicals aren't bad. It's a bad musical.
I'm asking you. If you make a musical and every musical act in the movie is badly done, what makes the movie a bad movie?
Okay, so let me clarify. There are scenes which first of all, did anybody was it nominated for anything like makeup related, like set design, makeup, anything like that?
I think set design. I think got 11 nominations.
Whoever did the makeup for this movie should never work again. Like, were you trying to make Zoe Saldana look, and well, everybody really, were you trying to make everybody look as horrible as possible? Because if that was your goal, you succeeded. It looked fucking terrible. But
13 nominations.
Yeah, it's
okay. Let's forget about that I'm Latino. Let's forget everything that people has been saying. I'm gonna talk three things that I want to talk about, and I want to hear your perception and obviously the people perception. If a movie is a musical, and every musical is wrong in the movie with bad diction, out of tune, bad languages, bad rhythm, bad execution, what makes this musical a bad musical?
Oh, it is.
Stay there with me. If the story do not represent the base of the cultural facts of the place that is done, what would make it a bad movie? Imagine that I go and I'm going to make a movie about cowboys. No. Let me get better. The Civil War. And I'm a Latino that never read the Civil War. And I tell you, Jake, in this movie that I'm going to make a musical, I'm going to use the N-word that was approved over there. And they're going to use mariachi sombreros because the light is better. How will you feel? You tell me, no, that's totally wrong. Why? Because you are not allowed to use the N-word. The whole African American people will cancel
No, not in historical context, no.
Because I'm Latino, dude. Let me tell you why I'm saying this.
No.
They interviewed the director. They interviewed the director. I saw that interview. And there's a Mexican reporter that I don't like personally, but he's gutsy, if you say the least. The guy actually goes for all that. And he's like really aggressive, tell him. Because he was going around the bushes, the director.
Yeah.
And he looked at him because they're in the same panel and told him with a really, really threatening accent. Told him, why the fuck you're shooting a Mexican movie and you decide not to put Mexican actors? Not even one Mexican actor.
Oh, no. Well, no,
Not
I thought
even she's Spanish.
no. The
No Mexican actors.
really
No.
not a one.
And they act, and do you know what they act? No, I didn't read it. I saw it with my own eyes. You know what the director said? Well, it all came for a budget. They didn't give me more budget, and I wanted to make this movie. So I started looking for people that they have name that they might look like Mexicans. That's what the director said. And then he said, then I found people really talented. I mean, the guy's like, oh, I fucked myself. Really talented. I find a little disrespectful.
Oh yeah.
Maybe it's too much, but that the guy that direct this Mexican movie that he pulled from his ass don't even says hello in Spanish.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to. He uses a half-ass translator all the time, interpreter. Zoe Saldana did the best that she could with this character. But the lead actress is Spanish.
Okay, I did not know that, but
The what is the name of the singer, the girl?
oh, Selena Gomez.
You know, just put it in another context. Imagine that it's a Japanese shooting a movie about the ghetto and he get everything wrong. How the African American society will go about it? They will
Well,
go.
okay. So just you're talking about the N word. Nobody really batted an eye when Quentin Tarantino made Django Unchained.
Yeah, that was a few years ago, man. Django Unchained is
Oh,
11 years old. 11 years old, bro. That scene wouldn't pass 2 years ago. Wouldn't. Come on, bro. Come on. I mean, I don't have anything against that. I'm just saying. I'm just putting example because if a Mexican today, this day, with all the immigration, makes a cowboy movie, right? And with all the wrong facts, and he called Billy the Kid, and he used only Japanese actors for budget, how Billy the Kid, how will it feel? And when he says, "I'm gonna shoot you," he says, "What, dude? What are you saying?" Oh,
well,
I didn't have time to prepare. How the American audience? Because there's not a way that we can take their culture of anybody in this world, but you can come and take the culture of a full country and nobody says anything. And when somebody says something, he get canceled.
well,
Cultural expropriation to the core, bro.
well, clearly you've never seen Shanghai Noon.
Well, clearly I avoid it for obvious reasons.
Why? It's great.
It's not, man. It's
It's
not.
awesome.
I think that
Don't you dare.
I think that
Shanghai Nights was garbage, but Shanghai Noon is
I
classic
think that
cinema.
it was a woke movie that's supposed to release before, and I think they asked the director.
Oh, Emilia Perez. I thought
Did
you were
you?
talking about Shanghai
No, no,
Noon. I
no,
was like,
no,
what?
no, no. They asked the director, "Why you have some misfacts with everything?" And he said, "I don't need to study." His words. I know what I need to know to make this movie.
Well, clearly not, because I'll tell you why it's a bad musical. Well, one of the apart from the production side of things, because every musical number that I've seen halfway through the movie, they're all quite bad. But the worst part is they're random. So how a good musical is generally structured is everybody talks normally until the emotion gets to such a high point that you have to break into song. And then you sing until the emotion gets so high that you have to break into dance. And there's a flow to the action. A well written musical follows those beats. This movie has random musical numbers. Like when people make fun of musicals for randomly breaking into song and dance, that's what this movie does. They're out of left field. These musical numbers are never prompted. They're usually private moments, which is really atypical. I mean, you have private moments in a musical, but it's like they're singing to the audience. These just kind of come out of nowhere. And then, of course, the sex change operation. That number is awful.
Okay, the one that
It's
says
terrible.
change my dick to vagina. That's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me ask you something. I think that the Academy
Oh, they're gonna
wanted
love
to
that shit.
no, but the Academy need attention because the only way to bring attention it was uh, Will Smith smacking somebody, and now they need attention. So I think double attack. It's like we need attention. Nominate this one because he's talking about transsexuals, Latinos, right? And it's done by as in an international movie. So it looks like we're doing our job, and it's our fuck you to the administration that just won. I think that it's come that way. Why? Because it's a woke movie.
Yeah.
Outside the woke world.
Yeah. And here's the thing, like, you're right. It is an international movie. The majority of the movie is in Spanish. There's some English, but most of it's in Spanish. And how you're going to nominate that for Best Picture, and you didn't even nominate Godzilla -1 for Best Picture when it's an international movie.
Don't even, bro.
It's a significantly better script.
I really think you want me to get a heart attack. How the fuck you give them 13 nominations and not even one nomination to Better Man?
That's another very valid point. Better Man was a much better movie and musical than.
But you know why? Because Oscars is a business now. The Academy Awards are a joke.
It's because Robbie Williams is white.
I think that is not fair in many levels. I think that is cultural appropriation really bad. I think that regardless of what it is, that he accepts that he didn't put Mexicans because of his budget. Come on, dude. Salma Hayek could play any one of those characters. One.
Salma Hayek can play anyone in any movie. Dude, I will watch it.
No, but wait a second. Colombian woman, really attractive, mother family.
Oh, Sofia Vergara.
Sofia Vergara could play a thing without an accent. I see him make a Mexican accent. You have the guy, Bichir, that he has a show.
Diego Boneta. Diego Boneta. Yeah, there's a wealth.
Tell me that
there's a wealth of isn't the girl that played, I don't know if she's Mexican, but the girl who played Jane in Jane the Virgin, is she of Mexican descent? I think she's American, but
I think she's American, but she speaks Spanish way better than this girl. She doesn't. It's such a disgrace. Have you seen that when you stop watching the movie, you saw that musical already when she sings? Selena Gomez?
Yeah. And
dude, you can't understand what she's saying.
You can't. You really can't.
And then she got the nerve that they approached her in an interview and say, hey, as you are nominated, you know that you might have to sing it in the Oscars. And say, oh, I can't do that. Why? I can't do it. And say, Zoe said that you guys can do a musical together. She's like, I can't do that. I don't have that. And the guy tell her, well, you have at least 6 weeks to prepare. They're like, oh, I'm not going to do that. And then she goes and cries, my people. Dude, just make up your mind.
Wasn't she a singer?
Yeah, but dude, seriously, bro. It's so upsetting because, again, it's not fair again for the Latino community because we cannot get out together and complain. We can't because 80% are illegal. So we cannot go and complain. Eugenio Derbez, as they call him here, he got a couple of movies in America. He got a really successful show that speaks in English and in Spanish in Apple TV called Acapulco. And it's really funny and good. He's a legendary comedian. He said it's a disgrace that she's getting nominated when there's so many legal actors with no name, renowned in CIA and Maurice, right? It's not like go and find for somebody new. Kuno Becker, remember Goal?
Yeah.
The movie Goal. It's a great movie. But no, I'm going to let a Frenchman direct a Latino movie that he knows and doesn't know anything about the culture. Now, the most surprising thing is that the casting director is an acquaintance of mine, and she's well known for being really strict to who she's going to push. I mean, she's the best casting director in America for Latinos. And I don't know what happened there, man. But then you go and say, well, even so, she did a bad job and she's getting 13 nominations. So it's not a bad job.
Well, I can actually share with you. if you want a Mexican hero you can be proud of who recently made grounds in his career in the States, check out Pentagon. Recently debuted in WWE to enormous fanfare. And actually, I watched an interview. He did a podcast. Do you know who Vampiro is? He would have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know who Vampiro is.
Stop there.
I'm just saying.
Vampiro
I figured.
Canadiense, that was his full name, is
Mm-hmm.
a legend like the singer from Poison for the States is
Yeah.
Vampiro. And have you seen his podcast?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. His podcast. Yeah. It's
Keep
good,
going.
dude. So Penta
It's really
was
good. The guy's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, Vampiro's extremely talented. I love. Do you know the story about him getting in Mexican soap operas?
Yeah. I'm a big fan. Just share it with the audience, please.
For those who don't know, so he's Canadian, right? And
his full name was the Canadian Vampire.
Yeah.
The Vampiro Canadiense, yeah.
Yeah. So he goes down to Mexico to wrestle. He doesn't know how to wrestle. He's just he's big and he's exotic looking for the area. He gets noticed by a casting director. At this point, he doesn't even speak fluent Spanish, and he gets cast in a Mexican soap opera.
But he did a better job. Let me tell you something about
it's
Vampiro.
Not bad. It's not bad.
Vampiro, he did something really cool, and I hope I actually I've been trying to get a hold of him because he interviewed a lot of friends of mine.
Yeah.
Because he's a really, really honest guy. He comes from a really small town in Canada. He talks from the heart all the time because he didn't have a father figure.
Mm-hmm.
He was in gangs and whatever. So somebody found him, and you got a 6'3", probably 6'4" guy, shaved, long hair, that he was a musician. You know that he's a musician, and he has a band, right?
Yeah.
So the guy get the opportunity, and he comes to Mexico, and he needs to, but he became a cultural shock and a cultural phenomenon. I mean, seriously, was like what was the name of the singer from Poison? I always forget the name. Bret Michaels.
God. Yeah.
He was the Bret Michaels of the AAA, that is the fighters, the luchador, the wrestler
pro wrestling in Mexico.
Pro wrestling in Mexico. There's a couple of leagues, but
yeah, there's two big ones.
He was so famous.
Yeah,
it's really rare in Mexico because it's a classist country that you can mix, and he cross over all.
Yeah,
the hot rich girl is like they're talking about Vampiro. As everyone knows, I got a relationship with a girl from Canada, and she got long hair, and my family used to call her the Vampiro Canadiense, right? Because
that's funny.
Yeah, it's funny. And when she got mad, I was tell her, "Come on, Vampiro Canadiense, still the day." It was a cultural shock, and the guy's so honest.
Mm-hmm.
I never make promotions for other podcasts that they're not part of our network, but watch this one, guys.
Well, but that's
because
he recently had Penta on. And I didn't know this about him. I've been following Penta since, I think, 2014 or 2016.
Pantheon? Who are you talking about?
So he's a luchador. Pentagon. Yeah, Pentagon.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
He's called
Relax,
Penta
Emilia
in WWE.
Perez. Remount Emilia Perez. Use your fucking Spanish. Use your Spanish.
Lo siento, su nombre es Pentagon Junior en México, en AAA. Pero en los Estados Unidos, en AEW, era Pentagon el Zero Miedo. Pero ahora en WWE es simplemente Penta.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Because Americans couldn't say Pentagon.
Well, no, actually, because they can't use Pentagon Jr. because AAA technically owns that name. That's why he was Penta Zero Miedo. And they can't use that because AEW technically owns that name, so he's just Penta. But anyway, he was recently on Vampiro's podcast, and I didn't know this about him. He had been deported from the United States before.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. And, the WWE has a lot of power to get a visa.
Well, no, he had a 10-year ban because he got deported when he was much younger.
Wow.
Like he's almost 40 now, and he's been wrestling in the States since, like I said, since at least 2016, if not 2014. Because he broke out, he was a megastar in AAA in Mexico, and when Mark Burnett produced Lucha Underground in the States, it got a lot of those wrestlers that were big in Mexico, but not in the States. It got them exposed in the States, and almost all of them that appeared in Lucha Underground are big names now. You've got people like, Pentagon, people like Rey Fenix, his brother, people like Santos Escobar in WWE. He wrestled in Lucha Underground. Thunder Rosa, who she's American, but she's of Latino. She's Latina, but she's American by birth. Um, she was on that show. Rey Mysterio came there for a while. You know, there were a lot of people that got big there, and Penta was one of them. And the thing is, the first time I saw Pentagon on screen, I was like, that motherfucker is a star.
Yeah. I mean, he looks a lot like Rey Mysterio kind of style of fighting, right?
Yes and no. So I always gave Penta credit because there is a lucha style that's very acrobatic, very aerial, and Penta does that, but it's a much more
But
it's
he
kind of a
can do it. That's
hybrid.
what I mean. He can
It's
do it if he wants to.
he can, but his is kind of a hybrid style between Mexican and Japanese style, which I really like, and it resonates really well in the States because it's different, but it's not so different that people aren't drawn into it, if that makes sense. Like if you're a wrestling fan, you know exactly what I mean. But yeah, Penta.
And I just got a comment here that says that I promised that I was gonna be open and not hate everything. Let me tell you, you woke up the beast. I hate Emilia Perez. I will hunt Jax Odiart, find him because I got a special set of skills, and I'm gonna find him, and just smack him in his big stupid French ball head. Grab a croissant, put it through his ass with a Mexican fucking firecracker, and kick his fucking ass. Sorry, I just need to say that because I got a comment here. Sorry.
I'm okay with I don't like the French, but anyway. Speaking of the Oscars, now listen, we also had an award show recently, and our podcast
I
won
already
the.
said that.
When did you say that? Oh, when I
When
was.
you went, yeah, but go ahead. We
Well,
won the.
that award will be presented or and produced by our friends at Trophy Smack, but you don't have to wait for that because you can get your own today. Now, granted,
Yes.
it's better to win Podcast of the Year. Shout out to our friends of Goosebumps Fruit Podcast who won Podcast of the Year 2025. I know Virus is still 2024. I'm sorry, not 2025. I know Virus is still mad about it, but the voters spoke. But you can get
Fuck
your
yeah.
own. You can get your own championship belt made or your own trophies, plaques, wall art. They even have custom championship rings you can buy now, or their top sellers are their fantasy football league stuff, which they got a lot of fun stuff for winners and losers. But just check them out. Second link in the description, trophysmack.com. Order yours today, and you help the podcast when you do. So look how shiny that is. That's all
Yeah, it's
pretty.
beautiful, man.
It's pretty.
It's
It's even shining on
beautiful.
my face. Look at that. Look at that.
Justin,
face.
I'm a Canadian. I don't get it. sorry. I'm reading all the
Oh,
comments. Sorry. No, I mean that's super shiny, man. I want one. I need one. Yes. I agree with you. Haley, I want to say something. And Haley's gonna get crazy against me. I didn't like Wicked as much as I thought I was. But when you compare Wicked against Emilia Perez, Wicked is a piece of art of perfection.
Yeah, it's perfect by comparison.
I don't feel still that Better Man is a worse movie than Emilia Perez. I don't think that is the Wicked and Better Man probably are in the same level of execution. But again, I think that this is a revenge of the Academy to put the point of we are a woke state and we're going to support a transgender movie. Now, there's a transgender movie that wasn't even invited to the Oscars last year called Monica. The lead actress is an acquaintance of mine. And she was saying why. And the movie's a real movie about a transgender that leaves her house and years after when the mom has Alzheimer, he comes back to take care of her. And the mom didn't recognize her and they become friends.
Mm-hmm.
So you see, that's a touchy movie.
Yeah, that actually sounds like a good, interesting narrative.
It's called Monica. It's in Hulu. People have Hulu Prime or Amazon if you wanna buy it. I recommend if you like those kind of movies. My point is, when this is gonna stop? There's a lot of things that are not fair in this world, and let's forget about the Latino, immigration, fires. We just have each other, humanity, really. Can we stop fucking things up? It's really easy.
It'd be nice.
Just try to stop fucking things up. If you don't like somebody, you got two options.
Mind your own
Even
fucking business.
you got three options. Mind your own fucking business, try to fix it, or avoid it.
Yeah,
Don't try to ruin his fucking life. Don't try to be mean.
that's just some
I
petty shit.
I know, but we need to do something, man. It's I went okay. I was doing my scroll, right, to answer the fans, see the posts, whatever, joke, laugh a little bit. I don't know if you know about the new 30 minutes restraining notification on Instagram. You can put a notification in 30 minutes, told you you've been done enough.
Yep.
So I took it off. So I'm just looking at that, and then I see this post. Somebody says things were easy in the 90s. They weren't easy in the 90s. In the 90s, we think they were easy in the 80s. But it was a prank about these three kids that put a laxative in nachos and they give it to the doves in Venice Beach. Sorry, to the seagulls. So then they will start pooping on anyone. Bro, every comment is funny. Everybody's like, oh, it was easy. Did you see that? And then this person from nowhere. And I'm going to apologize to the audience, not to this person. Because I said I was going to love everyone. I was going to be kind. She said that I was animal abuse. When she said that that was animal abuse, I went crazy. She could avoid it, post, I don't think that that's fair for the animals, or just ignore it. But no, she went and put, this is animal abuse. Can you believe that, Jay?
I can, yeah. I'm
So
not
I went
surprised
and
by
say,
that.
why don't you enjoy the 30 seconds of the video, avoid it or love it? You don't want to watch it. And then she goes in a rampage attacking me. And she woke up virus. I told her, first of all, I want to apologize because I look at your profile and you need special help. One. Second, I really recommend that you're protecting like a mother of a kid. Don't start using that language because you don't understand. Now, you are German and you're going to talk about being bad to everyone. I say you need to learn history.
Well, she didn't
Understand
do
your
that.
perspective. No, I get punished for because every
Okay,
Latino
fair. That's it.
villain.
Yep, you're fair.
And then she say, "You're a moron because I'm not German. I'm Dutch." I go like, "Oh, great. You're a Dutch bag, right? You're a Dutch bag, and you don't deserve to be in this community because you're a piece of shit." I told her, and I really hope that you're walking and a seagull poops on you. And the first thought in your mind is like, fuck, Virus Vox was right. Fuck you, Seagull.
See, what
Because
she
you are
doesn't
just,
know, what she doesn't know is that, like a vampire, Virus Fox can turn into a seagull at will.
oh, yeah, that's my joke. That's what the chest pain was coming because I was
You're
flying
just
over there.
flapping your wings all day.
Dude, just seriously, life could be really easy. Just do your things, make something nice for somebody,
Learn another
avoid
language.
confrontations. Avoid confrontation, and if you don't want to, just go around. If you're driving, right, Jake, and in front of you is a big hole in the floor, why you want to go over it? Go around, or go backwards and go away another way. Stop trying to confront everyone. It's just not gonna work. You know what I mean? So that's my
It's not.
recommendation. I'm not recommending movies today. Just
Well, we've already
fucking
talked about, yeah, we've made a few recommendations so that
yeah. A Day Without Mexicans. Emilia Perez, watch it and get your own perspective of it. And please go in the comments and tell me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, please, if you want to insult me, go ahead. But I recommend, after I just said, that you explain me why, in your perception, deserves these nominations. I'm not going to believe it's a good movie. I'm not going to convince you it's a bad movie. But you can tell me why you think it deserves these nominations. Maybe you agree with me that it's a political movement. But for God's sake, stop. Either way, do you have a recommendation, Jake? I don't know if you prepare recommendations. I cut your wings, so.
well, no, but I mean, I've recommended several things tonight, so I think I've met my quota. I didn't have anything grand.
So, all the audience saw you talking to your right. Can you share with us who's with you?
Huh? To my
You were
right?
talking.
Oh,
Yeah, you were talking.
I was yelling at my dog.
Oh, really? That somebody was there. That's how you yell to your dog. I'm telling you, you're a shit guy.
Well, when she's putting her face in the litter box, yes, I yell at her.
Remember, people, I want to say two things that made me go every day. And today was a tough Tuesday. I really hope you didn't have a tough Tuesday, but don't think about the past. Live the present. Prepare for the future. Simple as that. And I'm gonna say goodbye with this, Jake, because I'm exhausted and the chest is hurting. Not because I'm sick. It's because you're exhausted too. And it's just Tuesday. When was the last time that you actually enjoy a weekend without worrying of things that we need to do? Everybody saw his face. For the people that are just listening to this, his face
Um,
was, I'm gonna tell you to go minute 46.12. It's worth it to go to YouTube and just watch his face.
I can't answer
Um,
that. I don't know.
but I'm gonna say goodbye with this. Are you ready? Ordinary people makes extraordinary things every single day. Ordinary people make extraordinary things every single day. So just do your things, focus, help somebody, and accomplish. I'm starting feeling like Dr. Fantastic because I'm tired. I know you were gonna do this. Hello, Dr. Fantastic.
No. That's not, that's not why I'm laughing. So I texted Eric and say, "Are we ready to go?" Because we're gonna jump onto that, and he hit me. He said he responded with "Let's duet," but it's a Dewey Cox reference. For those of you who've seen the movie,
That's funny. Anyway, people, thank you for being with us again. We love you. Subscribe, follow, share. You know all the drill. I know that we're supposed to say at the beginning, but we need a couple of more followers so we can do this all the time. Thank you, everyone. We have a surprise coming. The Mop podcast is releasing
so
this Saturday, right?
so fun fact. So fun fact. In the coming months, confirmed. Confirmed in the coming months, there are going to be one, two, three, four, five new podcasts coming to the network
Can you
in the
share
coming
which
months.
you want to share with which ones? We got Mump. I want to talk about Mump.
Some don't have names yet, but the ones that I can share, we've got Mump, we've got
Let me
Jump.
talk about Mom for a second. Mom,
Yeah,
they are just a small 7 to 10 minute podcast with multiple characters, and it's called Modern Universe. No, sorry, Multi-Universe of Modern Podcast. Mom. So it's funny. It's a comedy, but it's had real facts in life. So I really think you're gonna like it. We have many characters there. I think you're gonna love it. Time Warpers, our first
oh,
radio
never mind.
drama audio
Six.
groups. Our
Six.
first radio drama groups. We have I'm really proud of it. We've been working around 4 months for Time Warpers.
I think longer,
Yeah.
but yeah, at least 4 months.
Because we're doing a radio drama with cinematic sounds on it. We finished the first 2 episodes to the core. One is totally mastered. The second, I'm gonna work at 6 a.m. in the morning tomorrow on it. Yes, like you heard, 6 a.m. But it makes me real excited. Then we have
Jump.
jump into the jump into modeling. That is not about making trains. People know we have a professional owner of a although we have a professional owner of a model agency, San Marie, that now is part of the family, and she's coming with. We have her as a guest, right? 2 weeks ago, a week ago.
Yeah,
A week ago she was here. So now you know about those three. What else are we looking forward? Remind me.
So we're gonna have a really fun. There's an AI tool that we are expanding our business, but I found a fun way to use it to annotate some of our product. We're creating a podcast with it. Actually, we're going to be creating a bunch of things with it,
A
but
bunch of
it's fun.
things.
It's gonna be fun. But it's gonna be a really fun tool that I've come up with. And then also there's two that I can't really delve into quite yet
Yeah,
because
but
they're.
we need to come with really cool names for them.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
they absolutely will. Actually, they think they already have names, but I can't delve them because they're in development. I'm talking to the
so
hosts.
six.
Six.
Jesus Christ. Now, we need the first episode of Time Warpers will be available in every platform on YouTube, but the seconds we will go to Audible.
Yep.
So we highly, or we, in front of here, I'm gonna compromise this guy. Can we create a Pantheon so people donate $1 and we just send them every episode?
Oh, yes. There's a way we can do that with the existing site. I just need to research it.
Yeah, just because I really think that if you don't want to pay $10 on Audible or Spotify, I will be, and as everybody knows, I don't work with Spotify, but personally, Red Media does. Me, I don't. So if you guys wanna, we can just get the Pantheon. If you get $1, you receive the whole episode.
Yep.
To your phone. You can listen to it whatever you want. No commercials, no nothing. Yeah, I think that will be all for me, my friend, today.
Yes, sir. So look out for those podcasts coming.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Roll them up.